Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. I am Rebecca Nichols. This is my podcast, Royal Treats, and it's been a hot minute since I've been sharing with you guys, so sincere apologies. It's been a bit busy over here at Queen of My Life headquarters. I have been aligning and divining some queens all around the world and busy with the coaching programs and writing and general, entrepreneur stuff. And so I'm consciously aware that I should be trying to be consistent with my podcast. So apologies for keeping you waiting that little bit longer. And I do hope I can make up for it with today's show. Now, since we last spoke, I have been working on another program, which is, not a program that I'm selling separately, but part of my bigger coaching programs. And it's getting us to really love ourselves. And it's something that women tend to have an issue with. As a whole. And so actually it's perfect that I'm talking about self-love on this podcast, although I've talked about the importance of love and self-love in the heart chakra when I've shared that podcast. But specifically today I'm talking about love and establishing boundaries and establishing who you are in the world, and the love you have for yourself is firstly the most important love. Yes, it really is. And the program that I've created is called Love Conquers All, and it's part of my Align and Divine program. If you've purchased the program, it's just a 5-module program to loving yourself and your life. Of course, it all starts with there. And how you can practice self-love and how you can practice self-care and how to love others and to set healthy boundaries with love and love languages. We forget that we all communicate love very differently. And there is a book called The 5 Love Languages. And I've shared that before, I know, but it's a really good one to really get into if you really want to understand how we communicate love, because we're all very different as human beings, and that's okay. And it's okay to communicate in your love in the way that is your love language, of course. And what do I mean by that? Because you're probably thinking, what is she talking about? And if you don't know, okay, so my primary love language is affirmations. I need someone to say to me, you look lovely. Your ass looking sexy in that dress. Yeah. Or you're looking good. You're smelling nice. You're smart, you're clever. Oh, well done. Affirmations. Tell me. I want to hear it. And I need that. And I think it's important. So when we don't get that, it's kind of like, are we loved? Because people aren't communicating with us in our love language. So we're very strange, complex beings. And, there's other love languages like acts of service, gifts, bodily contact and affection and love making, things like that, and we need to identify that with our partners and in our relationships, so that we can know how to communicate with each other based on our love languages. Now, for instance, I'm affirmations, so I give affirmations to people thinking that's their love language, but someone else will be like, well, she's always telling me she loves me, but she never shows me. She's always saying I love you, and that's what sort of person I am. If you're a friend of mine and you know me, and I'm always kind of like love you, and I'm always trying to encourage positivity and put positivity into people with affirmations. But it's not enough, for some people they need a hug, or they need you to kiss them, or they need a cuddle. In my son's world, it's cuddles. What's your primary love language, Tristan? Cuddles. Okay, so it's good that we identify that with our children too. I actually recently had a lot of people contact me in regards to a lot of relationships, and something that I've given advice with, whether it be on my social media, Facebook, Instagram. I'm a bit rubbish on Twitter. You guys probably know that. But really just, when people come to me, they're like, I broke up with this guy and I'm heartbroken, or, you know, I'm struggling here and in this relationship, or I just can't get him out of my head. I don't know how to get over him. Oh, we're having trouble, we're having difficulty. It seems to be the thing that pops up. And, you know, I give my 0.02 pence worth of, you know, info or point of view or perspective as to how to deal with these things. Well, firstly, like, if you're a woman, before you enter into any relationship, I want you to be able to look in the mirror and completely and holistically love the person that's staring at you, back at you. You know, really like every part of you, whether you wobble or you don't, whether you have abs or you don't, whether you know, your lips are big enough or they're not big enough, or whether you have lines in your forehead, whether your hair is straight or dark or curly, whether your eyes are blue, green, brown, whether your nails are long or short, whether you're tall, whether you're, you know, whether you're carrying extra weight, whatever you look like, you're a human being. And in my eyes, that makes you pretty perfect to me, because I'm a being too. And I've looked at myself in the mirror many times and I've said to myself, you're not enough. You got to be more. And social media has us caught up in such a frenzy that we are comparing all the time to these perfectly airbrushed models on social media, or some other human being's idea of what they consider to be good enough. And it needs to stop. Firstly, that is something that I have done before in the past. I've looked on social media many years ago and wanted to be that person, or I want to have her waist, I want to have that butt, I want to just be toned, and then men will like me. And, you know, I've seeked out things in the flesh to satisfy men, or, you know, complete strangers even, like for attention, for likes, whatever. I mean, I'll put my hands up. It was from a place of low self-worth and not much self-love. And I actually shared earlier that, you know, I was a single mum on my own, struggling, just getting by in survival mode, trying to find some sense of this world, and I was trying to fit in when I was born to stand out. And you were born to stand out. You were born to do something amazing, and it's got nothing to do with what you look like. Now, granted, there are so many women in this world who are really, really beautiful, and really, really, God just bless them in every area as far as I'm concerned. And I don't hate on those women. I think they're amazing, and some of the most beautiful women in the world, some that have the most beautiful hearts too. And, you know, I don't ever want to compare myself to these women, and I don't want to ever look in the mirror and not feel like I'm good enough. So I just will admire if I see a beautiful woman, and I will give her, you know, the props that she deserves. Why not? You know, I'm not a hater. I don't want any jealousy in me. I don't want to carry that. But I know that there is true beauty that lies within us, and that's a very good reason why I called my company Nirvana Beauty Within, which is, you know, my holistic side of the business that I do, not necessarily the consulting, but it really sort of comes into a lot of things, especially when I'm doing the program. I always talk about the chakras and healing and nirvana and enlightenment, and I get people on that path where they're really holistically connected to themselves as a woman, and feeling that they are enough in this life, and that they are gifted beyond the flesh. I think we should all own our goddess. I think we should be connected to our divine feminine. But I think there's so many other ways that we can love ourselves that goes against like what we look like on the outside. And we live in a world that is telling us we must buy this, we must look like that, you must be this, you must be that. And I'm all for empowerment through makeup, and I'm all for empowerment through fashion, but I'm also all for empowerment of living your own truth. You know, do do what's right for you. I mean, I got stopped today. Well, I didn't even get stopped, but I was walking through a supermarket, and right now I have my hair in braids. Something that I wanted to try out and experiment with, and I'm all about for expressing myself and living my truth in a way that, you know, expresses who I am as an individual. And so every now and then I try out different things, because that's exciting to me, to try out different hairstyles, and I've been having the same hairstyle for a very long time, so putting it in braids was, you know, something new and exciting. And a woman walked past me, and she was quite rude, and she was like, oh my God, like, saying like, what are you doing with that hairstyle? And I just kind of looked back at her. I was like, you have a problem with the way I look? And she was like, because she didn't think I heard her because I had my headphones on. So I was like, you know, I'm really secure in myself, and there'll be a lot of women out there that aren't secure in themselves, that don't really love themselves, and they project that out into the world for the women and hate on the women who obviously do feel and own their power and own their sexuality, or who are confident. And this is an issue that's popped up with me a lot, especially on my social media, when I start to really own that goddess and I really come out in full-fledged, when I'm like, no, this is me, this is who I am, I'm a rocking goddess, because we all are, regardless of what we look like. We're all goddesses. I believe that. I believe no matter who you are, and if you're listening to us, I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, you know, you're a goddess in my eyes, you know, and you're a queen. I don't care, you know, what you look like. You're a queen in my eyes. Every woman I look at another. If I look at another woman, I look at myself. I will honour the divine in you as much as the divine in me. You know, there's no separation with, and this is where women together collectively can change the world, when we come together, not fight and bitch and pull each other down or compete against each other. There is no competition. I'm in no competition with any other woman on this planet. The only person I need to compete with is the woman I see in the mirror. That's the only person I am fighting with against every day. And I'm not even fighting her. I love her. I love her very much. She's come a long way. She's gone through a lot. She surprises me every day. And, you know, I want you to know what's possible for you in your life. I want you to know that no matter where you've come from, or who's hurt you, or what's been said to you, it's so possible for you to turn things around, become a different person. You know, I transformed myself and my life in 3 years. That's not a long time, but from a real massive transformation as well. And this is why I do the work I do, because it's work that I've done on myself, and I know it works, because I'm living proof that it works when you work it, when you work through the chakras, when you work through and get into an alignment with who you are and your true self. Man, your life is about to shift into a new space, and you better be prepared for it. You know, I wasn't really prepared for what I'd asked for, and even the universe took away a lot of people in my life. It was kind of like, okay, well, that's just the journey I need to go on right now. And it's been a journey of solitude, but in that solitude, in that space, I really have found myself on a new, deeper level. Like, none of this is scripted, guys. Like, I'm not sitting here reading out what I'm here to tell you. This is my honest account. Like, I'm talking to you as if I was talking to a friend. Like, you are my friends. You know, if you're on this journey with me, we're on it together. So, find gratitude for who you are. Find love for that person. No matter what you've been through, you're here, you're still here, you've still got opportunity, and you've still got possibility for your life. If you're crying over a man, I suggest you stop. Not because I don't want to be harsh or rude or come across in a way that's not loving, because it's all fucking love. I want to be like the tough big sister to some of you young girls out there who might be listening to me in my podcast. I'm 37. And if I could give advice to my younger self, I'd say stop wasting your time and your tears and your energy. You're a fucking rocking goddess. You're beautiful, or, you know, you have all these qualities inside of you, and you have all this potential to be something great, but yet you're just seeking so much validation, so much approval from the opposite sex. And now, of course I don't, and I won't ever go back to being that person. But it's just so interesting to see how it all plays out in this world right now, because I'm kind of like a little bit out of the loop. And so when girls approach me and they say, God, this happened, that happened, relationships, I just think, I just want to give them a big hug and say, it's okay, you're going to be all right, you're going to get through this. As if I was giving advice to my younger self. Okay, ways that you can really love yourself. I mean, let's look at practicalities. Because there's so many ways that I love myself, and it involves taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, taking care of my soul, creativity. Find a hobby, join a gym, get into reading, take yourself out to dinner, go get yourself some new clothes. I mean, look, the haircut, we all know about the haircut, right? Yeah, you dump a guy, or you dump you, I don't know, you break up, and if all of a sudden it's like, I'm gonna just change it up, I'm just gonna become a new woman, and that's it. The hair gets chopped and it's no going back. Get your nails did, girl. Have a I can attitude about a lot of stuff. Talk nicely about yourself. Sometimes the way we want men to treat us in a relationship is actually, what we should be treating ourselves like, taking us out, buying us stuff, I don't know, talking nicely to us. Obviously, the sexual thing, we can do that too, by the way. So that's not an issue. But, sometimes it's companionship. Maybe we're seeking that. Maybe we just need more girlfriends. Girlfriends are everything, a great bunch of girlfriends can really lift you out of any kind of situation. And I'm so blessed to have all my girlfriends and have some great friends in my life who have helped me get through some really difficult times over the years and have been through thick and thin. I appreciate them. But emotionally we get tied to people through relationships, and we get attached, and we now have to do this whole cutting the cord thing, and you might not have heard of that, and you might have heard of that, but it's a really powerful way of cutting off the emotional tie that you have to a being so that you can move on. And it's another really good way is to really clear it with affirmations. If you're ending an, oh my God, I'm so sorry, getting my words out. If you're ending a relationship, and some powerful affirmations would be to send love. So send love and good wishes to all those who you've been part of. Literally just be I send you love, I wish you well, I release you from my life, I no longer need you, but thank you for... gratitude can go a long way. And I always, I'm a big lover of gratitude, and I teach it all the time. Show gratitude for the person that was in your life, what they brought you, the lessons you've learned about yourself, because there's no such thing as failing. We always move forward and fail forward in life. So this is something that maybe you can take this on board and apply it, and understand that it's not over yet. You're still here. There's still hope. Especially if you're young. Listen, I've had a lot of people that have ended relationships this year and last year, and some awful things that happened and to some people, and I send my love and support to you all, because I know it's difficult going through these things, but it doesn't have to be that way forever. You don't have to feel this way, and don't make it about you. I remember quite clearly the year I won the money, I dated a few people, and this is at a point I wasn't so secure of wasn't too secure of myself still. I was still kind of thinking and hoping I could find someone. I think I was oozing desperation in so many ways, and it's such an quality, isn't it? And I recognise it now. And I look back and I think, oh God, why was you like that? But desperation, no one likes desperation. Confidence and an empowered woman who's confident will never be desperate for a man's attention or time or energy. And I don't think men like that either, do they, really? And I remember thinking to myself, this guy didn't really want to see me, didn't really want to date me, and he didn't really want to do anything. And I was kind of like, okay. And I just sat there and I cried and I cried. And I thought to myself, like, what is wrong with me? Like, what is wrong with me? And there was nothing wrong with me. There was nothing wrong with me. There was lots right with me, but yet I didn't know that either. I was too focused on what was wrong with me. I couldn't see what was right with me. And so I really want you to think about that. If you're going through a breakup and things are difficult, I want you to sit down with yourself and write out a list of things that you're really, really good at and amazing qualities that you have. And if you struggle, because I know we struggle with this one, ask your friends. Get some good friends and say, what qualities do I have? What do you think? Because this is how you're going to know yourself. You need to know yourself to love yourself. You need to know who you are. The person sitting here recording this podcast is not the woman of 3 years ago. I'm in a freaking higher place. It's pretty awesome. I love myself holistically. And the days where I don't look so great, and the days when I look great, and days when I, don't want to get out of bed, and the days where I eat too much, and the days where I eat enough, and the days when I exercise, and maybe the days when I don't. Look, I like myself enough through thick and thin, through good, bad, and ugly. I love myself, in fact. And this is what I teach my son. Love yourself. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself I love you. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the beautifulest of them all? And remember, the beauty is within you. It's not about what you look like. Okay, let's get beyond the flesh of this world, and let's try and see ourselves for what we really are. And we're one consciousness here, sharing this reality. Let's connect with each other more and spread the love and make the world a better place. I believe that's why I'm here, and I hope I can assist you in your journey to becoming the best versions of yourself. Write down 10 things that you really are grateful for in life. And these are your 10 blessings. Get up every morning and give thanks to those. Always give thanks to your day. Give thanks to everything you can. And love your bodies and, look after your bodies, because this is where our soul lives and we need that. Think about how you take care of yourself, and think about all the amazing things that you have to offer this life. And baby girl, honestly, I really want to connect a lot more with the youth, young girls that are coming through. Their perspective on life is something that I had for a very, very long time, and so if I can shed some light on their lives and let them know from a young age that they're queens and they're worthy of wearing that crown, then the world, I think, will be a better place. We need more women who are more sure of themselves and more loving themselves and feeling empowered to make the divine feminine energy really be ushered in and to make great change in the world. I think it can be done. And I look forward to seeing it in my lifetime. So I'm going to finish up. It's been an interesting time with you guys, and please do connect with me and let me know what you think of the podcast. I'm always really interested to hear your views and to connect with you. You can obviously connect with me on my social media. Its Instagram is queenofmylife.london. You can also tweet me, queenofmylife80. I'm on Snapchat. Yeah, I'm up on that. I'm down with the cool kids, you know. queenofmylife80 on Snapchat. Please add me up. And obviously the website is www.queenofmylife.london. And yeah, the book is coming. The Journey to Queendom is something that I shared my whole life story with you guys so that I could give you a bigger and wider perspective and view of how things have been for me in the past 37 years living on this planet. And hopefully I can instill some value and some knowledge into your lives to take you on that journey as to where you need to go, and where you need to be, and who you need to be. Sending you love and light and infinite possibilities. Take care until we meet again. Bye.